What's up, couch potatoes? Welcome to Kouch Chronicles,
where we talk about all things real life.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Kelsey, and this is episode 39. Usually we have to check before, but we just knew this time.
We just knew.
Okay.
It's the end of the month.
It is.
Well, it is the end of the month. This will come out at the beginning of May, but you know what that means if you've been listening so far, and if you haven't, well, what are you waiting for?
You're going to learn today.
You're going to learn today. We are going to do our Flunk of the month and our monthly Roses and Thorns.
So we do this every month. We pick one good thing that happened to us as our rose, one bad thing that happened to us as our thorn, and then Flunk of the month is anything that was just a fail, whether it was personal or not personal. It could literally be anything.
Yeah, could be anything. And yeah, it's just like a good recap of our months.
Yeah. But first,
we have a little spice for this episode. Kelsey, please share. What are you going to share with the class?
Okay, so I briefly mentioned it in the last episode, but there's a new character in the pod called Mullet Man.
Ooh.
Okay, and
we love a mullet.
Quick little backstory on Mullet Man. We matched on Hinge a while ago. I honestly have no idea, but it feels like it was forever ago. We've been Instagram friends since. We never hung out. The timing was always bad. It just never worked out. But he's been pursuing me for a minute. Like, he's made it known that he wants to go out, okay?
Yeah.
So, I think literally the day after things ended with Tattoo Man, I reached out to Mullet Man and I was like, hey, I'm free.
Freedom.
Like, I think I'm ready to go out now. So, here's the thing. Because we've been friends on Instagram for a while, he knows all about Kouch Chronicles.
Yeah.
He's a fan.
Maybe one of our first.
Honestly. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he's been watching. I don't know if he's actually watched, but I know that he is now. And he knows about the date recaps, the whole shebang, okay?
Yeah, guys. Like, he's a fan.
He's a fan. He's a fan.
He's a fan.
So, I went on a date with Mullet Man, and I'm going to talk about it. But what's fun about this is Mullet Man told me that he did not want to know if he was getting a second date or not until he heard it on the podcast.
That, like, I don't know if this man just has, like, the biggest balls ever, or if he is just, like, a glutton for punishment and wants to be, like, torn apart in the most brutal way possible. It couldn't get more public.
I know. And here's the thing. I'm not, like, he also needed to decide if he wanted to go out with me again. So,
well, there's only one answer to that, obviously.
You never know. You never know.
You guys, if you've been listening, if you follow Kelsey on Instagram, like, you know.
Whatever.
We know that he wants a second date. We know it.
So, he says that he is going to listen to this today and with his friends. And they're going to, like, make bets and stuff. Like, they lift together, and they have played our podcast while lifting together.
They're big, strong guys lifting.
Just listen to the Kouch Chronicles. Yeah. So,
I love that, actually.
I know. So, kind of a fun thing. I don't know any other guy who would do this. In fact, I actually had someone cancel a date today because of the podcast.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Literally, she showed me the message, and it basically was like, yeah, so I'm going to pass on that date. I feel really weird about you talking about it on a podcast or whatever it said. And you know what? Like, that's fair. It's not for everybody if he knows. Like, I feel like if you're comfortable with it, I will share. If you're not comfortable with it, like, and you make that known, I won't, to be honest.
Exactly. That's what
Am I saying that I'm asking all the men that I've been on dates on if I can talk about the date on the podcast? No, I haven't. Sorry, it's my life.
Me either.
But we're not saying their names.
We don't say their names, and we hold back.
Yeah, we actually hold back.
So
if we ever become big and famous one day, and I know I can't, like, lose my job, or like,
or like, if we get to the point where we have nothing to lose, then
we'll tell all the juicy details. But until then,
Also, it's funny. It's so funny that he said that because I'm like, we literally have like 20 subscribers.
Yep.
And a few of those are us.
Yeah.
And like our close friends who we know don't listen. But yeah, it just was funny. I didn't care at all. I was like, no, whatever, no hard feelings. I really don't care. But I also was like, if you didn't want me to talk about it on the podcast, I wouldn't have talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But the only reason I even met this guy is because I needed to go on a date to talk about it on the podcast. Yeah. Anyways, whatever. That's a whole nother side story. So I went out with Mullet Man, and I'm going to now announce whether or not I want to go on a second date. And Kristen doesn't know the answer.
I don't. I know nothing. She barely even told me about the date because I didn't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Because I knew she wanted to talk about it here, obviously, because of the situation. And I am so ready. I'm so excited.
It's so funny because I think that he thinks I have one answer, and I think you think I have the opposite answer.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know. I think this will be really interesting. But to make things even more interesting, this man sent me a voice note of his recap of the date.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not listened to it. And Kristen has not listened to it. So I don't know what this is. I don't know what it's going to say. But what I am going to do is I'm going to play it for you all. And we're all going to hear it. Yep.
Like right now?
Right now. We're all going to hear it for the first time right now. I have no idea what he says in this. I could be exposing myself right now. Who knows?
Don't want to embarrass him, you know?
Who knows? Okay. Oh my God. I'm so nervous.
I'm so excited to hear what he has to say.
Are you guys ready? Oh, also, he wanted me to tell you that he says hi and he's a big fan.
As he should be.
He's trying to butter you up for sure.
As he should.
Which is so funny.
To get to you.
He knows, he listens to enough of the podcast to know that, like, it's very important that Kristen likes the guys.
Mullet Man, because I know that you're listening to this. Like, as you should. As you should. Thank you.
Oh, also, he sounds like...
I was just going to say, someone's voice says a lot about them.
He sounds like he's from, like, deep in the South.
What does he do for work?
Like, marketing.
Not that country bumpkins can't, like, have a job.
No, he does, like, marketing for, like, a health and wellness company, I think.
Okay.
I think that's what he said. And then he also volunteers at church and on a farm and on a ranch.
Oh.
So, like, he does all the country things.
Okay.
And then he also has, like...
This is changing my mind. Those are all really good things. I liked everything that you just said.
Yeah. Okay. Ready?
My first instinct is, though, to hate him.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to know.
That's fair. Given my track record?
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay. I have realized that it's best to hate every single man that Kelsey talks to at first, and then let them grow on me once they prove themselves to you.
Yeah.
Could be the completely wrong way of doing it. I'm not a bitch to them in person unless they warrant that. Anyways, enough about me.
Also, fun fact, my cat has only ever attacked and hissed at 2 men.
And they were
awful. They both were lying to me.
Yeah.
B knows. I'm going to have to start bringing every man over immediately and just see how B reacts.
No,
and then
you
I'll
have
know.
to get B used to that backpack.
And I'll just bring her
and
with
you
me.
just bring her on your dates.
On first dates, because I'm not wasting any more fucking time.
You gotta let her suss them out early.
Yeah. I literally am going to lose my mind if anybody else wastes my time.
Yeah,
okay.
Fair enough.
Ready, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right. I'm at the gym right now, but I'll give you my short review of our date. Thought it went great. You looked nice. I liked how much you were into Joe Burrow, a man that looks way better than I ever will, but I absolutely agree with that. I actually kind of share that sentiment, to be honest with you. But I thought you were very polite, very kind. I thought you dressed very well, even though you said you looked basic. I think that's nice. And you matched your nails to your eyes to your jacket. So the coordination was there, big plus. And you listened and asked questions about me hunting and killing deer, which I feel like I've never had on a date before, so thank you. But you seemed very genuine, very nice, very kind, and sweet. And you talk really well. I know you told me like 4 times that you were a yapper. I can confirm that's accurate, but I liked it quite a bit, and because I like listening, and you're just an interesting person. So Hey, you know what? If there's a second date, cool. If not, cool. I think it's entertaining either way to see what you would say in your recording. So, hey, as long as I don't fall into the same category as the liar guy or the Marine dude, then I made it out the trenches. I'm cool with that. But happy to be featured on the pod in any way, you know, long-time listener, first-time caller, happy to be here. And tell your co-hosts there I said hello, and I hope you both enjoy the fresh vegetables. And yeah, that's my quick review. Sorry I'm lifting right now, but yeah.
Again, lifting, big strong man. Big strong man lifting weights.
Oh my god, that was incredible.
Hi.
That was incredible.
That was so funny.
Mullet Man.
You're a country bumpkin.
That was literally the best review he could have given. That is so
That
funny.
was fantastic.
I will say, this man does notice little things. Like, he has pointed out my fingernails before. Like, he has,
yes, that's what I wanted to point out. The fact that he noticed all the brown.
I know.
That is so funny.
He literally has, like, we talk, like, relatively regularly, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, really for a while. And he has told me before that he, like, notices that I, like, take care of myself well. He's like, your nails are always painted. Even your toenails are painted. Like, he notices things like that. He's like, your hair's always done. Which, like, my hair's always done when I'm posting on social media.
Yeah, yes.
But yeah.
I can't even say the same thing because I post fuck-ass selfies on my story all the time. So I can be like, yeah, I guess if everyone just looked at my Instagram. But no.
Well,
I air it all out.
that's okay.
I guess.
So, yeah. He does, like, notice things like that. Okay,
love
so
that.
the vegetables. This is funny. She knows about this. He texted me before the date and was like, let me know where you park because I have to give you something before we go in.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I honestly
terrifying.
thought it would be flowers. Like, I feel like that's what most guys will bring on a first date.
Yeah, but I feel like they give it to you, like, at the date.
Yeah, that was one thing that I was like, The other thing is, with this man, I was like, could be anything.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling it could be literally anything. So he calls me because he's trying to find my car. So I'm in my car on the phone with him, and I can see him in my mirror. And I see him carrying, like, this bag, and there's, like, all this, like, green sticking out of it.
Oh, my God.
But it was not flowers. I go, what are you carrying in your hand right now? What is that? He's like, I brought you some vegetables.
Where are they from? Where the hell did he get a bunch of vegetables?
Okay, so this is what makes it way more normal.
Okay.
They were hand-picked from a garden at the farm or the ranch, one of those.
Huh.
So he picked them for me. Or, I don't know. I don't know if he picked them, actually. Maybe someone else picked them, and he was like, oh, I'm just going to grab some of these and bring them. I actually don't know. But, like, honestly, I think it was so creative. It was creative, and it was, like,
absolutely.
thoughtful.
When you first came home with them, I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was the weirdest thing ever. But now that you're talking about it in the context that you are, I don't hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my first reaction when you came home with a bag full of vegetables was, what in the high heck?
What the high heck?
What the
Honestly,
high heck?
when he said I brought you vegetables, I was like, what? But
yeah, when I texted you and I was like, I'm on my way home. Wait, what was the surprise?
yeah.
And you literally said, dude, you're not going to believe this.
like,
All caps, veggies. And I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean veggies?
but
Who gives someone veggies?
no, this was a first. That's a first.
Insane.
But I love it. Like,
yeah.
and honestly, I love getting flowers. So, like, if you're hearing this and you're gonna take me out on a date, I do love flowers. But I can get a lot more use out of vegetables,
I agree.
and they're fresh.
I agree. I do love me a flower myself as long as it's not petite. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
If it's not artificial in any way, but I see the appeal
Yeah.
for veggies.
And honestly, like, for the plot,
Men, take note.
it's for the plot. I love a good story.
And go pick some veggies out of a garden somewhere
Yeah.
and give them It's your
Or
first date.
even better, go hand pick a bouquet. That'd be cute.
Oh, you know what'd be so cute?
What?
A hand-picked wildflower bouquet.
Yeah, it would be.
I like the mini ones.
That was a very good review. Okay, here's my review.
Yeah, give it to us.
Okay, I thought he had good. I liked how he dressed. It was definitely like more on the countryside, but I liked it.
Okay, what did you wear?
Boots
What do you wear? Country
and
bumpkin?
jeans. Oh fuck, that's all I really remember, to
Like-
be honest.
Cowboy boots?
Yeah, but like, sort of.
Okay.
He wasn't like wearing big old cowboy boots over his jeans. They were like under his jeans.
Yeah.
But yeah, like boots.
Okay.
Anyways, he looked nice. And he wore a hat, which we know I love. Big fan of
Did he have a
hats.
chain on?
I think so. He had an earring,
Oh.
a dangly earring.
Oh.
Yeah. Wouldn't have seen that
Oh.
coming. I know. Never have gone out with anyone with dangly earrings
Mullet Man?
before. I think it was just one.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the dangly
that,
part of it.
that was new for me too. Anyways, he's a short king. I think he said he's 5'9". I'm 5'8" for reference. So
We do love a short king, I'll be honest.
it's not my normal type.
Me, I'm saying that as I've dated two of the tallest men ever.
Literally.
And then, well, no, the lawyer was short.
But yeah. So that's a tough one for me, which sounds so shallow.
No, because it's like a thing. It's a thing.
I dated a guy who was shorter than me and way older than me, and every time we hugged, I felt like his mother.
Like Mama Bear.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're
I
hugging
wanna-
a child.
And the other thing is like I want to feel like protected, and like just
yeah.
a taller man just makes me feel more protected.
Ugh, I
don't know.
love when I can shut my brain off around a man.
Dude, same. I
love
literally
it.
did not have to think when I was with Neighbor Boy.
Ugh.
Never had to think.
I love it.
It was the best. Anyways, so that's one thing for me that's gonna be hard, but super easy to talk to. We went up to this like rooftop part of this restaurant in Carlsbad. He did make me drive to Carlsbad, which is fine. I understand. But like, how bad did you really want to go out with me? You know?
Yeah, make the effort.
That's
Drive all the way down.
besides the point too.
He
So,
lives in Orange County.
oh yeah, he lives in Orange County. I live in San Diego.
Fucking course, he lives in Orange County.
So like I feel like North County is a good compromise. Like it's
Yeah.
further for them.
No, it's a
than it
good
is me,
compromise.
but
I feel like it's unfair to dock him for that.
I know. I'm not dogging him for that. I'm not. But I'm just saying.
But no, like, let it be known.
Yeah. Anyways, we go to this like the rooftop part of this restaurant and we get dinner. We both got pasta and we just talked. And we honestly talked about some pretty deep shit. Like it felt just very to the point. Like we both were just like,
Yeah.
this is where we're at. This is like, I don't know. We talked about like certain things we believe in and don't believe in. We talked about religion a little bit. We had a lot of really good conversations that I feel like you wouldn't normally have on the first date. But I almost feel like because we've talked so much outside of this date for like a pretty long amount of time,
Yeah.
it just like felt like we knew each other more. And yeah, I think we both kind of have the like don't waste my time mentality. So and like there was no pressure. Like neither, I don't know. We very much were going into this like, are we gonna want to go on another date or not? You know?
Yeah.
It wasn't, I don't know. It was just like chill. So yeah, we talked. He talked about hunting. I asked him all sorts of questions. I, for some reason, was like, I think I could hunt.
That is so insane.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
No.
You literally, we saw a dead rat today, and I would say no less than 8 hours later, Kelsey looks at me and goes, I'm so sad about that rat earlier.
It was sad. It was dead in a
She
Target
also
parking
had
lot.
the biggest freak out thinking that she killed a squirrel one time.
I told him about that.
Yeah. And
Oh my God.
she didn't actually kill a squirrel. But I'm not kidding you guys. She thought she killed it. And it was immediate burst into tears. Like she was sobbing. It was the most insane thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life.
I feel like that's like one of the hardest you've ever seen me cry.
Yeah. It was so crazy.
It was also
You're so crazy.
It was so instant.
But yeah, we were picking up soccer player.
Oh yeah.
And then when we were leaving, we literally saw the squirrel running up a tree.
Thank God.
It was the same squirrel. It was like in the road still.
Yeah,
Like,
I was looking in the road because I'm like, where's the squirrel that I hit? We had to like turn around and
and
go
I was
back.
like, it's not there because you didn't kill it.
Okay, in my defense, though, it was raining. And so I slammed on my brakes. And you know how when you slam on your brakes in the rain, you kind of like skid a little bit and
Yeah.
like bump? That's what happened. So I thought that that was me hitting the squirrel, which is why I cried so fast because I thought that I felt it. It was like, oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. And then we go pick up soccer player. He gets in the car. He's drunk already. I'm sobbing. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What a weird situation for him to
was
climb
honestly,
into.
weird situation all around.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank God that squirrel wasn't dead. It would have ruined.
Yeah,
I
so,
would have
okay.
stayed up at night.
Yeah. So, no, you can never hunt.
Yeah, which is the conclusion that I came to eventually, because the more I started talking about it, the more I was like, wait a minute. I freaked out over the squirrel, told him that story.
Mm-hmm.
I told him that one time I was driving with my friend Natalie, and we were in like this back alley, and a butterfly flew in front of my car, and I slammed on my brakes. A butterfly. You know what? I stand by that decision.
Actually, you're just like so insane.
But it doesn't even feel like it's a decision that's happening. It's like instinct. Like immediately just hit the brake. At least I don't swerve, okay? It could be worse.
Like, it's not like I try and hit them. I try to avoid them, but I just feel like you're extra dramatic about it.
yeah, I do not want to be responsible for any animal's death. I cannot take that responsibility. Anyways, I love animals. I can't hunt. That was a whole topic of conversation while we were there. Okay, I need to get to my actual review of this. I thought he was really easy to talk to. I thought we had good conversations. I was engaged in the conversation. I didn't like, there's a lot of times in my life where I go on a date and within 5 minutes I'm like, I cannot wait to leave.
That's me every single time, and it's nothing on the person at all. I just like to be home.
For me, it's on the person if I want to leave immediately. It's because I don't like the person.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like that.
You could talk to a brick fucking wall.
Yeah. So it was good. The date itself was really good. He was really cool. Here's the thing. Did I feel sparks flying? No. Yeah. Did I sit there and be like, I absolutely cannot wait to go on another date with this guy? No.
Ooh.
But
There's a but.
also I have there's some other things that kind of concern me, like sometimes, and honestly this is probably because I'm feeling a little jaded when it comes to dating right now.
Okay. I'm so
seeing
intrigued
things
about
from
what
a
you're going to
much
say.
more negative perspective, I think. And so a lot of what he was saying, I was like, are you saying that because that's how you feel, or are you saying that because you think that's what I want to hear?
Or are you saying that because you know that I'm going to talk about it on a podcast?
Yeah. I guess I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But either way, I didn't just like believe everything, you know? Like, I don't know. I
don't think that's crazy at all. I don't believe what anyone has to say ever.
So, yeah. But overall, like, I thought he was cute. I thought he was easy to talk to. I thought he was cool. I didn't dislike him.
Okay.
Which is good for me.
Huge.
That's big.
Huge.
I don't feel any, like, I'm not like super excited over him or anything.
Fair.
Which I'm learning is good, because the guys that I do feel really excited about after one date are the worst. They end up being the worst. And I'm like, it makes so much sense because you're like a womanizer. So you make every woman feel like this. And then there's 15 at once.
I feel like so many of the guys I've dated after I've gone on the first day, I've come home and been like,
yeah. But I feel
and then
like
I go on a second day and I'm like,
yeah, exactly. I feel like that's like the more natural way that it
Yeah.
should happen. So
first dates are, I feel like they're tough.
yeah, they are. With all of that being said, I think I will go on a second date with this man.
Oh.
But here's the thing.
But
I want to do something fun.
okay.
I don't want to sit and have dinner. I don't want to sit and
Yeah.
have drinks. I don't want to go get coffee. I want to do something. I
Yeah.
want to, like, I don't know what.
I feel like that helps you learn more about them as a person too.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm more in my element when I'm doing something fun.
Yeah.
Like, it could be like going to a sporting event. It could
Putt-putt?
be putt-putting. It could be Dave and Buster's. Like,
Bowling?
bowling is a stretch because I'm a little bit too competitive for
I know.
bowling.
That's why I said it.
But everything else, I feel like that's when I'm most in my element
Yeah.
and most comfortable. And then I can, like, really just focus on, like, okay, do I like this person?
Do you want to know what I think it is? Why
What?
that is so for you? Because of your ADHD.
I think so too.
So you doing something while also you can still hold a full conversation,
yeah.
but something else is distracting, like you physically,
yeah.
while you're like mentally communicating with this man
I think
and
you're
thinking
right.
about it. Like
Even
it
as
is
I'm sitting here,
100
I'm like fidgeting nonstop.
Yeah, it's 100% your ADHD. It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah. Because I just feel so much more comfortable. Like I'm just so much more myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, Country Bumpkin, Mullet Man.
we'll see what he plans. To be
Balls in your
honest, I forgot to
court.
text him back. I have not texted him in
Well,
a couple days because
it's okay.
or a day maybe. I don't know. I forgot.
Okay.
Anyways,
Whatever.
I'll get on that. But yeah. So we'll see.
Okay. You heard it here first. All of us for the first time. Can you believe it?
Do I think that it's gonna go anywhere? Honestly, right now, no, not really. Probably not. But I would go on a second date, so we will just see, I guess.
Okay. That was
All
exciting.
right. Whoever bet on him not getting a second date, pay up. Pay up. What did you think I was gonna say?
I always hope that you're going to say no. I just know your type. So I always just hope.
He's not my type.
He doesn't sound like it, but I was just like, I always just hope you're going to say no.
He does have a mustache and he does drive a truck, actually.
He has
so
a
he's
mullet.
partially my type. And he was wearing a hat. So yeah.
He sounds like a fucking country bumpkin.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about him. I don't know. I think I honestly do think that I'm pretty jaded right now, so I don't even know. I feel like there's walls up for sure. Like I definitely feel pretty guarded.
To be honest, as you should though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to have guards up, especially in the beginning.
He was cool enough for me to go on a second date. So
He's cool enough?
Yeah. I do not go on second dates very often.
No, you don't. All right.
All right. So, on to the next segment of today's episode, which is finally our monthly series.
Yay!
So, let's start with our Roses
Oh my
and
gosh,
Thorns.
surprise guest host.
Oh my gosh, B.
Bee's
Guest
here.
host? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guest.
Just
Fuck.
guest.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, side note, B, my cat, who you can kind of see if you're watching this on YouTube right now, peed on my bed this morning. Fully,
That's insane.
like her entire bladder spilled out on my bed today.
It was actually the most insane. It was so, yeah.
So
B stands for a lot of things.
all my bedding, yeah. This one, bedwetter.
This one, bitch.
All of my bedding and everything is currently in the dryer, but that's another story. I don't know what's going on with her. I hope she's okay. All right, we're going to start with our Roses and Thorns.
Thorn first or rose first?
Let's do Rose first.
Okay. Me or you?
You go ahead.
My rose for April, I put going to the flower fields with you and Madison. My work friend Madison was visiting for a bachelorette party, but she stayed with us like the day before like the party weekend started. And we went to the Carlsbad flower fields. And I'm telling you, you guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, if you haven't been, you have to figure out a way to go when they're in bloom and like keep an eye on that, because it was the most beautiful, insane thing I've ever witnessed. I have never felt such pure, genuine happiness than when we all three walked in there for the first time and saw acres on acres of like the most beautiful flowers I've ever seen in my life.
It's surreal. It's 55 acres of flowers.
It made me feel like I was like on the yellow brick road
yeah.
in like the Wizard of Oz or something, and she was like walking through all those fields
Yeah.
with like the poppies.
It was truly magical. When I was a kid, I used to take dandelions like before they bloom, like when they were the white little puff balls, and blow them out and wish that the entire world was covered in flowers.
That is basically
That's how it felt.
basically your wish.
It literally
like,
felt like I was walking into my dream.
it was if I woke up every day and I could see that, I would be the happiest person in the world. It was the most beautiful thing ever.
And the smell of some of these flowers, I want to inject it into my veins.
Yeah, insane.
It
you
smelled
guys.
so good. It was like it's like my new favorite scent, I think. It smelled so good.
Ugh,
It was
okay.
heaven for all the senses.
Yeah.
Incredible. And it's funny you say that because my Rose is going to the Carlsbad Flower Field and meeting Madison.
Oh, shut up. Madison.
Madison, seriously,
She's so cool.
is so cool. I want her to move here so bad.
Me too. I think I already said this, but she is my friend from work. That's how we
Yeah.
met. And she's just cool.
I
She's
feel
so
like-
cool. She's so much fun.
She's just like one of us, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
she fit in so well.
yeah. I feel like I've known her forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Madison, if you're listening to this, please move to San Diego.
Please. I know you don't want to leave your family,
Also,
but
she
we can be
spells-
your family.
Yeah. We're your new family now. Sorry.
Sorry.
She spells her name S-U-N.
Oh yeah, like the sun.
Literally, so
I love
cool.
it.
That is
Yeah,
the
I love
coolest thing
it.
ever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Thorn.
Okay. My thorn is like, I think more like mental and spiritual for
Okay.
myself. But my thorn is that I haven't been keeping up with my goals. I've been really bad about keeping up
You know
with
what
my
sucks?
goals, even though I have been so busy.
Yeah.
And I've been traveling a little bit for work, like locally, but still traveling. I just am so exhausted that I just like want to do whatever's easiest, which is not working out and not eating well.
Yeah. We honestly did so well in February.
We did so
We
well.
were insane, and it just
I
like,
want that back. I
Same.
want that back.
same. It has honestly been such a crazy couple weeks though, like or
Yeah.
months really. Yeah, that's a really good one. We actually are getting back on it tomorrow,
Yeah.
which is yesterday now.
Yeah.
100%.
We're doing
Yeah,
it.
I'm actually really excited. That's a good one. All right, my thorn, and I really didn't even want to talk about this, but
Okay.
like if I'm being real with myself, this was my thorn of the month, and it was just everything that happened with Tattoo Man.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's really not that big of a deal. I dated this man for a month, but I think I just like there was so much potential, and like I liked him, you know.
Yeah,
And
100%.
It was like, I don't know. We just had, at least, I don't know anymore. I had so much fun hanging
Mhm.
out every time. And yeah, it just was going so well. I think I'm just like, it's just disappointing.
Yeah,
Like,
of
what
course.
a disappointment. Like, I
Especially
really
if
thought
you,
this was like good.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that was my thorn. Like, I'm fine. It's honestly not that big of a deal. I have moved on. It's whatever. But what a bummer, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Still
that.
sucks.
Yeah. It's just shitty. I'm just like
Yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Make a podcast.
All right. On to the flunk of the month.
Okay. Mine. I feel like I'm gonna feel like such a loser.
I'm so excited.
Mine is that we made less than $100 at the swap meet.
Not only that, I lost money at the swap meet. I sold things and I still lost money.
Yeah, I think I made like $50, 50 something bucks.
Yeah.
And that like includes like you have to pay obviously to sell there and to have a spot. And then we rented a table and chairs to use all day. And so what was that? Like $30 each?
The table was $10
Okay.
and the chairs were free because the guy said, give her money back. And
oh,
I
that's
said,
right.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
right. Okay, so we were both down $35 going into the day.
Yeah.
I think I ended up profiting at least $50.
Yeah, you did good.
Yeah.
I lost $3. And you want to know what's so annoying about it?
Tell me.
When we first got there,
I know what you're gonna say.
we put everything out. But one of the things that was put out was my blender. Okay?
Yeah.
And my blender was only put out. Kristen, we have this little island in our kitchen. And Kristen took all the pots and pans and stuff that she wanted to get rid of, her old air fryer, and put them on the island just so we didn't forget to bring them. But they've been
I
out there
told
for
you.
a long
Yeah,
time.
but I told you that that's what they were.
Yeah. I don't remember that part. So I was like, oh, okay, we're just keeping some pans out here now. Because it was when I was out of town and you, like, organized the cabinets.
Oh, I went through our whole kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, oh, okay, this is just where we're keeping
But I
these
think I
pans
even
now.
texted you, like, I'm getting rid of these.
Well, anyways, the blender and the air fryer and some pots and pans have been on the island for a couple months now.
Yeah.
And
we've been
I
slacking.
got to the point where I just thought that's just where they lived. Forgot that they were being
I would
gotten rid of.
literally never live like that. All my shit out like that. I mean, we did, but like.
Yeah. So anyways, when we first get there, we put the blender on the table, okay? Immediately, like 3 people are like, how much is a blender? But there was one guy who came up at the very beginning and said, I'm going to come back and buy the blender.
Yeah, but he wasn't for real. When he said that, I was like, this guy is not coming back.
Yeah. But I still was like, well, if he does, I at least wanted to wait a little bit because I'm like, if he does come back, I don't want to be like, oh, sorry, I sold it. So enough time goes on that like he's obviously not coming back. And then I'm looking at the blender and I'm going, I don't think I want to sell that. I think I want to keep my blender.
Yeah, every single time she's like freaking out about this blender. She's like, I want to keep my blender. I think I want to keep my blender. And I was like, okay. And then, yeah, finally you picked it up and put it in your back seat so no one else.
It was by far the most popular thing that we had.
Yeah.
It was asked about more than anything else, I think.
Yeah. If you would have sold your blender, you would have made a profit.
Yeah. But I refused. And so I lost $3. And you want to know where that blender is now?
In the back of your car.
In the back of my car.
Still.
And it's in pieces. It's not broken, but like all the pieces came apart. And we're driving today and I go, what is all that clinking around back there? Mm-hmm. And Kristen goes, it's your blender.
No, I said, it's your fucking blender.
So yeah, that was a flunk of the month. But we had so much fun, which is all that really matters.
Yeah, it was quite the experience.
We met some characters.
I don't know if I will ever do it again, but it was an experience.
It was an experience. A long one.
Yeah.
But a fun one.
Yeah. Okay.
But also what the high heck.
What the high heck. Yeah.
So
if you know, you know.
That's a whole nother story.
All right. Your turn.
Okay.
What is your flunk of the month?
I really wish I would have put that because that was definitely the bigger flunk.
Yeah.
But my flunk was that we went to Margaritaville on the double date because we hyped up the elote dip so much. And they didn't have it because it was a game day and they have a like specific game day menu and they like will not make anything else.
No,
which is stupid.
This absolutely is one of the worst things that happened to me this last month. Honestly.
I want that elote dip so bad now.
Don't go to Margaritaville on a game day if you're looking for a elote dip because they didn't have it.
Padres game day.
Yeah. Because they have a special game day menu and it's not included even though it seems like one of the easiest things to make. So why wouldn't you just make it?
That's our monthly recap.
Thank God April's over. But also, it really wasn't that bad.
I hated it, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
you did not enjoy April.
Your time has been tougher than mine.
All right, you guys. Tune in. We will be having our first guest ever in the next few weeks. I don't know when exactly yet, but Marine Guy is going to be joining us. Could be in person, could be through the computer. I hope
it's through the fucking computer.
Well, he has to buy a new microphone if he wants to come in person, so it's probably going to be through the computer.
God, I hope so.
But
love you.
Should be fun. Let us know. We'll post a question on like what you want us to ask him, but like think about questions that you want to ask like guy friends, but that you don't want to ask. You know what I mean?
Or like you don't have to ask specific questions to him about him, but like more about what do you want like a mid to late 20s guy who is in the Marines. Like if you're catching my drift.
What do you want to know?
What do you want to know? If you have questions that you want to know how he thinks. Like
yeah.
I think that would be so interesting.
And you know what you should ask him?
What?
Who his favorite date was to the Marine Corps ball. Because I know that it's me.
Well, yeah, that's why you want to talk about it.
And I want him to have to say it publicly.
I think he would in a second.
Maybe.
Anyways, I can't wait for him to move away.
Follow us on social media. Instagram, TikTok.
Everything is Kouch Chronicles. K for Couch, K for Chronicles.
Oh my God. Also, you guys, we met the coolest 2 guys ever at dinner the other night.
Yes.
Loved them. Loved them so much. They were incredible.
They were like kindred spirits.
We literally hung out with them all dinner. We were like friends. We all took a selfie together at the end.
Yeah.
Our server was like, you guys make friends with each other? We're like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like we were one by the end of the night.
And
their names, you guys, the one sitting next to me, his name was the same name as the liar.
Yeah.
The one sitting next to her was the same name as Skinny Ginger.
I'm telling you, it couldn't have been 2 more perfect names for that, because I feel like it's who has traumatized us like the most
Yes.
in our dating life.
Absolutely.
And it was almost like them being there, we were healing the last part of that.
Literally.
Toxic.
It was like now we don't have to feel negatively about the name anymore.
Yeah, no.
The name, we can have
Yeah.
positive thoughts about it. And the shit that they were saying to us, it was like they knew exactly what I needed to hear. It was so insane.
I will say the one sitting next to me near the beginning said that he was scared of me.
It's true.
And I was so shocked. I was like, what do you mean? But it was after we had just talked about like resting bitch face.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, 100% I have one. And he was like, yeah, I'm actually scared of you.
Yeah.
And I was like, me? What do you mean? And then
They were like guessing our horoscopes and
Mhm.
stuff. And the one sitting next to me goes, oh, I am not at all surprised you're a Leo. I 100% can tell you're a Leo. And I was like, why? And he goes, because you just look happy all the time.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I did not think that's what he was going to say. Like, I feel like Leos have kind of a bad rep.
Yeah.
But when I read stuff about Leos, and I'm like, I bet people think about that so negatively. And I read it and I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that about me.
yeah.
You know?
I love reading that about Capricorns too. And I feel like a lot of people think Capricorns are just major bitches, which like I am, but like I'm nice.
I feel like you're deep. You're a deep thinker.
I am, unfortunately.
So yeah, it was just the best time ever. We had such a
It
fun
was the best time ever. I was, honestly, you guys, I got really fucked up.
She did.
I don't
She
think I've
actually
ever
did.
been that level of fucked up, especially in public, like in my life.
It was
Actually.
insane. But I want to say that we ended up drinking 2 bottles of wine. So basically we both had a full bottle of wine to ourselves at dinner. So we came back and ordered Taco Bell, and Kristen fell asleep, but she is the one who ordered it. So I'm going, oh my God, Kristen, where's our food? Knocked out. And I'm like, dude, where's our food? She's like, hell if I know. I'm like, well, look at your phone and see.
I don't remember any of this.
And she kept saying, okay, and then not doing it, just laying there, asleep, basically. And I'm like, Kristen, pick up your phone. I will. Wouldn't do it. I had to eventually take her phone, message the Dasher, because they sent like 4 messages because she's not
I know, I
responding.
saw them this morning.
Yeah. And they like couldn't figure out how to get in. It was a whole thing. Anyways, yeah. I wake up this morning and I walk into her room. Well, I didn't walk into her room. Every morning, Kristen gets up before me, takes shadow out, does all this, but then lays back in bed and
Yeah.
like scrolls and whatever for a little bit.
Mhm.
And I come out of bed and I make a coffee. And every morning I make my coffee and then I walk over to the front of her room
And she waves.
and
good
we
morning
just
to
wave
me.
at each other.
Yeah.
We don't even say anything half the
No.
time. This
Sometimes
morning,
I can hear you getting up, so I'm already waving, waiting for you to walk in front of my
you're
door.
always waving as
Yeah.
soon as I'm there. And we like smile too. We're
You're
like but this morning I go in there and I look, and I've never seen her room that messy in my life.
I am genuinely ashamed. I'm ashamed. I'm also embarrassed.
It was pretty messy. Honestly, for the average person, probably not. But for
No.
Kristen,
It was insane. No.
okay, but think about who I used to live with. I have seen the worst
Like,
of the worst.
true, but oh man, dude.
It was a lot. It was a lot. And Kristen, the best part is Kristen's laying on her bed. There's no sheets. There's no comforter. There's not even
naked.
pillows. Like, there's nothing on this bed. And she just has her duvet insert on top of her. Just her duvet.
And you guys, I'm laying there. I had one single pillow. And you know where the pillow came from? This fucking couch. It wasn't any of my bed pillows because I had washed my sheets the day before. And I basically, when I went to bed, I was so fucked up and I hadn't made my bed yet that my duvet was in the dryer. So I literally walked over, grabbed my duvet from the dryer, and then just laid down and passed the fuck out.
Yeah. I honestly
And I
think,
must have at one point grabbed a pillow from the couch and just brought it with me. I don't know what I was thinking.
but the best thing about these pillows is they're like, we have new ones now.
yeah.
But we literally got new ones today. But at the time, those things were raggedy. Like, they're full of dog hair and dog slobber. These ones were too small for the pillow, so they were literally bursting at the seams. Big ass holes because they burst at the seams.
Yeah.
So that's the pillow she grabbed to go to bed.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I was already in my room by the time you got up, because I remember thinking, like, I turned the TV off and everything, and I was like, I don't know if she's going to make it to bed. She might sleep out here tonight.
Really?
Yeah. But it's funny because you went to bed and left your phone out here. So you must have, like, it must have taken everything in you to get to bed.
Do you want to know what I think it was? I think I had something in my hand, which was a pillow. So I have a feeling that oh my God, I bet that I can see where my brain is going. I bet because I was holding on to something in my hand, which is usually my phone and not a pillow, that I brought it in with me. And that's why, you guys, I woke up at 3 a.m. and the pillow, I wasn't using it. It was on my nightstand, which is where I put my phone.
Oh my God.
So I 100%, 100%, I know that I thought that I was holding my phone the whole time, and I probably just put it on the nightstand because I thought it was my phone.
That is so...
Don't
guys,
ask questions about how I thought a pillow was my cell phone.
all day, though, all day she was trying to figure out, like, why was the pillow on the nightstand? Like, why did I put it on the nightstand?
It
also,
just dawned on me.
It's not even the first time, because one time we were playing aggravation at the beach, and it's a board game, okay?
That was the first time.
It's a board game, and we play it at the beach every Sunday. It's just something that we do. And it was super, super high tide, like abnormally high tide. And so we were sitting, like, parallel to the lifeguard stand. That's how far back we were. And we're not paying any attention to the ocean anymore. We're deep into this game.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, our board is floating. Like, a wave came up out of nowhere. We didn't even see it coming.
No.
All of a sudden, we're just like, whoa, why is the board floating? And we realized...
And we get hit by a wave.
A wave, literally. We're in, like, sweatpants and stuff. We're sitting on a blanket. We have so much stuff everywhere. So immediately, I jump up and, like, grab the bag, and we're trying to, like, grab everything.
Yeah.
Well, Kristen had the dice in her hand.
Yeah.
And she also had her phone in her hand. She was, like, panicking and was like, oh, my God, I need to get rid of the dice so I can grab my stuff. Like, I don't need to hold on to the dice. But instead throws her phone into the water.
I literally just, like, tossed my phone into the ocean.
And all I hear is, my phone!
I realized it, like, when it was halfway down. Like, it had slipped out of my hand, and I was like, my phone!
Oh, my God. It was so funny. We ended up throwing away the blanket and the board game at the beach. Like,
yeah, it was just
soaked.
so soaked, and the blanket was raggedy anyways, that, like, it felt like 100 pounds after it was soaked with all that ocean water, and we had such a far walk.
And it was, like, sandy and wet.
Yes, it was so heavy.
Yeah, we had to walk back.
And, like, I didn't want to put it in my bag because it's a bag that I use.
Yeah. Yeah, so we threw it away. And the board game quite literally fell apart in the water.
No, yeah, like it broke.
Disintegrated
Yeah.
pretty quickly. So.
And we lost a lot of the balls. Yep.
All right, anyways, long-winded way of saying thank you so much for watching.
Thank you so much for watching or listening or both.
And we are super excited for what's to come. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Our social media presence is growing, so we're getting really excited. It's
We're
really fun. I
famous.
feel like there's so much more pressure now.
I know.
Will any of our new followers listen to the podcast? Maybe not.
But you know what? One foot in the door. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's been really fun.
Yeah. Love you guys.
Unless you guys want to, like, talk about anything else.
They don't.
Okay.
Okay, love you guys.
Love you.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.